Thank you and good afternoon, and thanks for inviting us out to participate in this function. I will tell you a little bit about this whole process. As Mitch said, that we've had an IG on the state level for a very long time. 2 years ago, we gave the IG even more authority to be able to expand this role in terms of going throughout state government, making them have a chance to look at all departments and issue reports. So that we did that a couple years ago. At the same time, we did the same thing for the local IG to put in state law the authority that the local IG has, quite frankly. We did in Baton Rouge with that as well. We also have a legislative auditor in Baton Rouge, very independent, is able to do the things that he sees fit in his office. I have served on that committee and have chaired it for the last 15 years. That auditor has an awful lot of flexibility to go throughout the state, the entire state, and not just look at state dollars, but quite frankly, every public dollar that's spent in this state. And that auditor can go wherever he sees fit, wherever the evidence leads him. As chairman of that committee, I've had the opportunity to review that work. They present subpoenas to me to be able to go out to look at people's personal finances, to look at other information as the auditor thinks he can get us some information. And I have that responsibility. I've signed a bunch of those subpoenas to make sure the auditor has the information that he needs to complete his job. It's been a wonderful experience doing that because you get to see all kinds of things. Everything from when I chaired the committee a few years ago when we discovered I guess it's the tens of millions of dollars that the Orleans Parish School Board had outstanding and couldn't account for, to the local police juryman up in some part of rural Louisiana that was dropping gravel on somebody's driveway as a favor to them. And our audit has been very, very firm in making sure that all of those things are brought out to us in our committee meetings and proceeded to do those things. You see evidence all the time about the auditor's reports and how it has managed to help state government. I'll give you one, for instance, at Grambling State University a few years ago. Their books were in such disarray they couldn't reconcile any accounts at all. This happened when Dan Kyle was the auditor, quite frankly. I chaired the committee in the House back then. Our auditor staff sent 2 people up to Grambling State University to get their fiscal books in order. They not only got their fiscal books in order, but with encouragement, we authorized the auditor to help select the chief fiscal officer for Grambling. The auditor participated in that process, helped to pick the fiscal officer, and to this day, Grambling has not had any trouble in its books since then. So I see the IG's office along with the auditor's office as a tool to help make sure that government is run right and it's run efficient and the dollars are spent the way they're intended to be spent. Finally, I will say this to you, that's this past session that we had last year when the government called us in to do stuff on ethics. We passed a really stringent ethics package for everybody to comply with. My personal financial disclosure was due in May of this year. It's on the internet. It's there already. The law also applies to us as candidates, so you should be seeing all of our things online pretty soon, because that's what the law requires you to do. In that same session, I offered a bill to double the penalty for corrupt influencing, because I think it was important to do that. The law passed, it was signed into law, and now it's on the books. So I view this as a real tool to help not just us in terms of on the government side, but we've got to do an awful lot to restore confidence in government so people can know the dollars are being spent the right way. So I see the IG's office as a great tool and stand ready to help.